folks, this is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 56, NASDAQ up 10, S&P's up 2, gold contract down $16.40, trading at $1,191 an ounce. Silver off 26 cents at $16.31 an ounce. Platinum off 13 at $1,223 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.93 a pound. Light sweet crude down a buck at $65.72 a barrel. Bonds, you have the 10-year down 19.6 at 125.28. 30-year off 11 at 141.16. King dollar up 622 ticks at 89.57. The euro down 84, and the yen is trading up 1.62 at 121.40. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them, see what we have out here. Okay, so check it out. S&P and the Dow Industrials both go to a new high. We start out here, we take a look at this cash S&P first. Cash S&P gets to a price point out here today of 2079.47. Right now, we're at 2075. The weekly high out here is 2075.76. I expect what you're going to see out here today is that you're going to see well, we have light volume number one, but you're going to see a weekly fail. This is deviant, about as deviant as you get. If you go over to the SPY, the SPY, what you're going to see in the SPY is that the SPY has done 63 million shares. You're going into 142 million. That is on the daily. On the weekly, what we're going to have set up here is you're going into 454 million, and right now we're at 401. So bottom line on the weekly, we'll see if the price is going to be over the highs of what it's basically testing, which is 2 weeks ago. That is 207.84. Right now we're at 207.97. If I just jump to the E-minis for a second, what we had intraday here, folks, is this. Intraday, you know, when we were talking about this yesterday you had the spike higher at 12:30. That spike higher, I was talking about specifically, that was an institution that was either selling into the market, that was trying to basically use that trade. It was a 7-point price spread in the S&Ps, which never happens, by the way. Bottom line, that got tested today, lighter volume, and gave it up. And when we say how it got tested, so check this out. When it got tested, the first time it got tested at 34,000 contracts versus the 95,000. The second time it got tested with 8,000. So you get 8,000. Here's the correlation. 8,000, 35,000 into 95,000. That's the first part. Second part's more important. The second part is that then you came off that and you had volume expand slightly. What we just did, just as we're getting on the air, the volume expanded dramatically coming into the lower swing points. Last 10-minute bar here has been the largest swing bar, excluding how the first test got done this morning. So what does that set up? That's going to set up a flat S&P as we come into the close. So it's going to be interesting watching this next 60 minutes coming into this close. Gold contract. We're going to take a look at gold. What we have with gold is this. Gold contract down 16 bucks. What gold is doing is it's come into the huge sign of strength that it had on Monday with dramatically lighter volume. The bottom line is that they get the metal down, but the metal's not down in the context of the dollar being up over 600 ticks. So what I expect you're going to see out here, and in fact, if we look at the XAU, the HUI, the equities themselves, they're not whacking. XAU is down $1.37 at 70. That's building cause for higher price. If we take a look at individual equities, we pull up AEM, an Eagle. What you'll see with AEM is that you're back 56 cents. You're back into a sign of strength where it had 4 million and 4 million both times, and you're at 1.6 million. So bottom line is that those babies are building cause for higher price. Now, The bond market, folks, is the one that's still screaming it wants higher price. This is pretty amazing, actually, because we had a jobs number come out today that was huge. We go over to the bond market, though, and guess what? Bonds just don't want to pull back. They got the 10-year today went to 123.28. Rejected that price. Ended up, 125.23. Rejected that price. The thing that is really wild about bonds, the swing point in bonds, okay, so picture this, the lowest swing point, which it should have been able to make today, is 125.17, and just couldn't handle it, just couldn't make it. So bottom line, what I expect you're going to see here is that bonds are still building cause for much higher price. The first downdraft was pretty dramatic. There's no two ways about it. Bonds went from 126.17 down to 123.23. That big downdraft. That's on the 10. We take a look at the 30-year, what you had with the 30-year, same type of setup in the 30-year. U.S. It's wild, folks, is getting used to the 2015 because all the future contracts now end with a 5. We're in 2015. Pretty amazing. I guess we're only 30 days away from it, too. 40, 50, well, no, longer than that, 50 days. 30-year, what the 30-year did is this. 30-year had volume out here. Thus far, 419,000 contracts, but you're going into 685. Bottom line, that's still building cause for higher price. And the 30-year, this is what's really wild, the 30-year is still inside the October 15th bar. That's amazing, because that October 15th bar, the high of that bar is the 146.16 level. That wants to get hit. Now, let's go to King Dollar, because King Dollar not only is at the higher swing points, it has stayed at the higher swing points. Right now, King Dollar is at 89.57. It's up 622 ticks. If we go over to the continuous contract, it was 88.80 that has been trying to hit for over a month. It basically hit that this week, and then what it did is also go to the on the continuous contract, we've hit 89.49, and 89.71 is the high of 2009. It's hit all of them. So here's your deal. 89.71 probably is going to get hit now. Why? Because we hit 89.49. The dollar had stayed up here in 2008 from October through March. Then it goes down to 74, comes back up, tests that level in June. So we'll see how it comes into that level. The encouraging deal in the dollar versus the metal market is that with even this expansion topside, the metal market, they're basically not taking it apart. Oil. Let's go take a look at the oil market. We have what oil is this. Oil gets down to a price point today of 65.17. 239,000 contracts traded, and excuse me, folks, that is lighter volume. I mean, it very well will test the lows that were put in on last Monday. That low there was 63.72. A volume on that low is 504,000 contracts. So you're coming into that, and you're coming into that with a lot lighter volume. This afternoon on Fridays, I do a show, the Nadex binary, Bull and Bear binary option hour from 10 to 11 in the morning. And as Darryl and I were on this morning, that hit one deviation low. And when you take a look at Darryl he has a nice little piece of software that has the deviations built into it, and this is deviations in real time. And bottom line, it hit that level and decided that that's it. That's all I'm going to do for today. And then it did get a counter-trend bounce from the 65.17 level back up to the 66. Yeah, 66.23. So you got that little bounce going. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go look at the financials. So inside the S&P today, folks, the financials that make having these things go topside. Even though the S&P is not up that much, but bottom line, it's the financials that are doing it. If you go to Goldman Sachs, in fact, you stay right there. We'll take a short break. We're going to be back. We'll bisect and dissect those financials. Dow Industrials right now up 54. Nasdaq's up 11. S&Ps are up 2. We're going to be right back, folks.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 60. You get the NASDAQ up 12. S&Ps are up 2.5. And let's take a look at see where we're going to come in volume-wise here. On the day, right now you're at 450, so you're going to come in about 7. There'll be about it'll be a good 200, 250 million at the close. So probably about 700 million, which is tremendously light on the NYSE. NASDAQ will probably come in around 1.7, 1.8. We take a look at the 3Qs. The 3Qs right now, they went sideways out here today. They did 20 million shares. Now, that's really light. There's no buyers in the Qs at all. This is interesting. Let's go take a look at the NDX 100. Inside the NDX 100, what we have is this. Pushing it higher, lower. You have Gilead is up $3. You get Starbucks up $2.38. Viacom is up $1.88, and you get AMAT, Applied Materials, up 56. Taken away from it is you get Vipul Communications down 13. Google is off $13. We're going to go back to Google. I was talking about Google last couple of days too. Google. So let's go back to Google for a second, because this is interesting, and this has to. Well, we'll see what it has to do with. But when we're bringing it up at the beginning of the week, what I was talking about is that. Number one, it was coming down with some juice. It has a high volume low out there, 518, and the high of that high volume low is 543. Now, Google's down $13 today. Well, what you have is this: is that the one of the owners, folks, has sold 800,000 shares this week. And not that that's a lot, because but it's a $500 million they're taking in, and they have plenty more. But that is a heads up. There's no two ways about that. When people see that, that as soon as I started, it's okay. Now, and the other side to look at that, when I was looking at it, I says, okay, does that really matter? Because Sergey doesn't work there anymore. So Larry Page, he's the chairman. I don't think Sergey works there anymore. Anyway, but bottom line is that I don't believe that he's on the board. Let me just see something, because I think he owns just as many shares. Yeah, but he's not on the board. He basically it would have been like the guy from Microsoft, Paul Allen. When he gave it up, he kept the shares, sold them off over the course of years. But bottom line, it's a heads up in general. For investors, so if one of the co-founders is selling, it's like, okay, yeah, it has a high volume low. It's getting juiced down there today, and I suspect, we're going to see that get juiced more. Some of the high volume stocks in this low volume market, you have, let's see, Facebook is up $1.27. You got American Eagle, that's getting killed. That's down $1.80. Let's bring American Eagle up. These teen retailers, retailers in general have been getting hurt, but these teen retailers, that's a whole different ballgame. Yeah, they gapped away. We're at $11.98. We bring this up. I think what you have here is that it's just social media. That's it. Well, listen, this is going a lot lower. We bring this back. So on a 10-year basis, wow. So this peaked out in 2002. Yeah, this is an old, 2007. But what it hasn't, it's going to go after this. We're at $11.95, and you get a high volume swing low at $8. So $8 is going to be game out here on that baby. JP Morgan, we're going to go back to that. Oh, I know what we're going to do. Goldman Sachs. So check this out. So the financials today, folks, are going topside. Now, when you look at the financials, I'll start with Goldman Sachs. You look at Goldman Sachs on the daily, nice looking chart, no doubt. Take swing points out. Today we've done 3 million shares. It's going into 3.3 million, so that's not bad. It won't do 3.3, but that's still a nice expansion of volume on the daily. You take this and you put this on the weekly, and what you have on the weekly, it's still not a bad little setup. Once you bring it back, however, like 5 years, then it's like, oh, what are you doing? Okay, because what you're doing there, you're coming into one downdraft that was out there in 2010. It got over that downdraft with lighter volume, but now watch when you bring it to the monthly. When you bring it to the monthly, this is coming in to its downdraft with dramatically lighter volume. The 197. So Goldman Sachs at its high in 2007 is $250. We're at 195. Last month we did 40 million shares. This month thus far we've done 14 million. So you can see that this month, I'll get a long way in the month to go. Well, if we even just take last month was the 40 million, you're going into 240 million. Is that sick? 40 million into 240 million, and that's not even it, into 301 million. Bottom line, you're coming in with dramatically lighter volume, not a small amount. Well, let's go to J.P. Morgan Chase, because they can juice them up to these swing points, there's no doubt. J.P. Morgan Chase, 16 million shares today. Daily, cool, no doubt. Let's just jump to the monthly. J.P. Morgan Chase, we jumped to the monthly. We are going into, this is pretty amazing, actually. On J.P. Morgan Chase, you're going into the monthly of 2000. Man, it's hard to believe that 2000 was 14 years ago. We're going into 2000, and you're going into 2000 with more volume. Yeah, 104 million versus 200 million. So, you know, J.P. Morgan can basically get up 57. That can spike. That can. Oh, look at this. Okay, so J.P. Morgan's high in 2000 was 67. It very well may hit it. Morgan Stanley, let's go take a look at Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley is, that went to 37.74 today. Morgan Stanley looks like it's going to give it up today. Now, that's a different setup. If we take this, let's put this on a 10-year. Okay, so Morgan Stanley, this is a different setup altogether. Morgan Stanley, the high of Morgan Stanley was 75. You're at 37 right now. Your swing point, you're coming into then. This is pretty sick. This is really sick. This is coming into 1.4 billion shares with 140 million. Check it out, Dave. This is as good as you get. Meaning that you are coming into a swing point, and that's not even 10%. My God. That's pretty sick. Yeah. We're 37. They can go to higher price. You know, that's only going to be a matter of time before giving it up. Let's go look at Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Berkshire Hathaway is the highest weighting structure inside. There we go. Inside the BRKB. Inside the XLF. If we bring this back, we put this, I'm not sure how long the B shares are out there. Yeah, they haven't been out there. Well, they've been out there, but yeah, Berkshire's just gone one way, and that's up. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. We're going to have Victor from Paramus, New Jersey. Dow Industrials. Well, right now you got IBM down 86. You got Caterpillar up 54. Oxy is down $1. You have Big Mac up 66 cents. Merck is up 145. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full custom customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You get the Dow up 42. NASDAQ is up 8. S&Ps are flat. You're going to see a failure coming into this market, folks. They just sold that S&P with some juice behind it. That's going to be on the weekly basis. As you're coming over to TFNN, don't forget, folks, at TFNN we do 10 hours every trading day of live programming. You can get all of that right in your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. If you want to get Tiger TV, which gets you the video plus the audio on your cell or on your computer, of course, or tablet, you can go to TFNN.com, hit the right top. You're going to see Tiger TV. You get the audio plus the video. This week, next week coming up, I'm doing the 660th edition of the Gold Report, 12 and a half years. We have a special that's going on right now, and it's quite a special. You can get 60 issues of the Gold Report for $600. That's $10 a week. What you'll also get, if you decide to take advantage of this, is that you'll get a copy of The Art of Time in the Trade, your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. That's an $88 value. Bottom line, you have a couple weeks to check this out. It's on the front page of TFNN, and it's 60 for 600. 60 for 600, yeah, pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. What blows my mind is the 12.5 years. And in fact, here, check this out. If you're watching Tiger TV, I just realized something. I have a lot of different screens that I use. And on some of these, I've made, I don't know, I get 20, 25 screens. And this one screen that I just brought up, though, and I use this just to basically look at the Dow stocks. I'm looking at the gold contract, and the gold contract that I had in the screen, and it's still right there, from 2007, is up. It's like, man, 2007, 2014, bottom line is that from 2001 to 2014, it went quick. Now, let's go over to the E-minis and take a look at these E-minis. So what we have is this. Right now, they're flat. What they have done is intraday, they went and spiked the high of yesterday, had lighter volume, gave it up. When I just started the program, you know, we talked about the first spike down with volume, and that was right at 0300, 3 o'clock. Bottom line, this expansion here now is even with heavier volume. So what we have is that we're at 337, and what that sets up now is that that's going to set up going into the 68 area. So I suspect instead of being even flat S&P, you're going to have an S&P that's down. And it doesn't have to be down dramatically, but I suspect you're going to come into this 2068 area. If we go over to the Dow Industrials and we take a look at the Dow, what we have with the Dow will probably end up being flat. It's at 38 bucks right now. And the NASDAQ has been up $7. The NDX 100, however, hasn't. The NDX 100 is having a tough time basically holding price, period. Right now, you're down slightly. What that's going to set up, now this is very subtle, but bottom line, what it is setting up is setting up a weekly fail with volume and with price. If we close out right here, that's what you're going to have in the S&Ps. The cash S&P right now, we're under the highs of 2 weeks ago. We already have lighter volume, and depending where this does close, if it gets any lower, actually, this would be quite a failure because it wouldn't just be weekly. It would almost be on a monthly too. That's where that's set up. The reason being, folks, is that the S&P, the cash S&P, has been really at the same place since November 21st. So we've been up here. Well, no, that's still only a couple weeks. That's only a couple weeks. That's the bottom line. It's only a couple weeks. Now, let's go over to the dollar, because what we've had with the dollar is this. Dollar is a monster move out here today. The market loves a strong dollar, but yet the market couldn't get traction behind that strong dollar. The metals market didn't get croaked with the strong dollar. In fact, if we look at a lot of the other commodities out here, we had crude oil down 1.7, silver was off 1.6, gold was off 1.3. That's not a big number when, in fact, we had the dollar up so dramatically. Natural gas, that got some action topside today. That's up 0.13. It's trading at 370. So that little baby, let's see, is she going to get back inside the range? The range is 3.703. Yeah, she's at 3.8. She's back inside the range. If we go over and we take a look at the XAU and the HUI, what you have with both of those indices is that you're going to have a pullback with lighter volume. The XAU right now is back 128, or it's 70.18. That is coming into, well, it's not even the lowest swing point, which is pretty cool. If we take a look at this, this is coming into the swing where it was actually had a sign of strength at 69.39. And we had 51 million shares there. And that's coming in with dramatically lighter volume. Now, I don't get the volumes on the XAU, the HUI, until about 8 Eastern Standard Time. The reason I can understand that it's dramatically lighter volume is that each and every day when we're looking at these markets, so the HUI is coming into 41 million shares. It's not even going to be close. And the quick way that you can do that, folks, okay, is this, is that you look at a bunch of stocks that are in the XAU and the HUI and gauge them very quickly. So if we look at Gold Corp's coming into coming down at 6 million versus 11 million that day of strength. If we look at Eagle, AEM, AEM is coming down with 2 million shares versus 4.5 million shares. You can go. Let's go to Royal Gold, RGLD. This is sweet. Check this out, folks. Royal Gold. I'll pull up Franco-Nevada also. Royal Gold is coming down with 432,000 shares versus 132, and they can't whack price. Franco-Nevada, and the reason we're talking about Royal and Franco-Nevada is coming down on 750,000 shares versus 1.7 million. Both Franco-Nevada and Royal Gold, folks, they both have the same business model. Their business model is predicated, it's a royalty company predicated on gross revenues of gold companies. They finance gold companies, and as they finance the gold companies, as the companies are getting gold out of the ground, they both work on top-line gross numbers. So let's say that you have a 3% smelting royalty, a 3.5%, a 2%, a 1%. What that means is that they smelt the gold. But I'm just going to say, let's just say gold is right now $1,000 instead of $1,200. Okay, it'd be easier to do the math for you. So at $1,000, what ends up happening if you get a 3% smelting, you're getting $30 an ounce. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You get 10. No one's getting 10%. I'd say 10%, but that's not it. They're small royalties, but they add up dramatically because you're talking about thousands of ounces of gold. That's the first part. The second part, and this is where this gets really cool, folks, is that the second part, what happens is that as the price of gold goes up, what you'll see in some of these contracts is that the smelter gets a bigger percentage. They're not on all the contracts, and each one of these contracts are different. If you go through them, which is worth going through them, by the way, to see exactly how this business is set up. When the gold market was first taken off in 2001, 2002, the contracts that were put in place right then were amazing. And because of the fact that no one thought at that particular point that gold could go from $282 or $300 to $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. It just wasn't in the cards for these CEOs. Bottom line, it did. And some of those, some Royal Gold and Franco-Nevada in general, they peeled up across some big money. The reason that we're looking at them is that the way that Franco-Nevada and Royal Gold are trading, the metals market itself wants to go higher. Both of those over the downdrafts from October 30th. October 30th, if you happen to be in that market, is what you want to be looking at. That's where gold took a next leg down. In Royal Gold's case that you're talking about, that's anywhere below the 65 level. You're at 67 right now. And Franco-Nevada and Royal both went over those swing points with volume. That is saying gold is setting up for a higher price. Dollar is topping out. Bonds, they want higher price. Now, what we're going to see coming into this closeout here, they just whacked the S&P again. And, whoever is whacking this baby, folks, it's not that they're getting it down a lot of points, but they're putting some real juice into it. And I suspect what it is that whoever was out there yesterday selling it off at the highs, well, they're doing the best work they can do to turn around, get the thing to be closing out of that 2068, 2069 level, because what that would do, I think they already got it below the lows of a week ago, actually. Let me just look at this. So if we look at the SPY right now, oh, this is, yeah, they do. They have it below the lows. So on a weekly basis, they have it right where they want it right now. Well, let's put it this way. It depends whether you're a bull or a bear. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Don't forget about the special for the gold report, folks. This thing's going to be over the 16th. It's 60 issues for $600. Plus, you get the Art of Time in the Trade. Great Christmas present, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhance the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN has just announced a special sale for the Gold Report for a limited time only. To celebrate the 660th weekly issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, that's more than 12 years, TFNN is having a special one-time sale. Right now, you can receive 60 weeks of the Gold Report. That's 14 months for only $600. We're offering Tom O'Brien's dynamic weekly newsletter at only $10 a week, half off the regular monthly price. By taking advantage of this special offer, you also get a signed copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, an $88 value. The Gold Report is published every Tuesday and provides subscribers with Tom O'Brien's expert commentary on the industry, as well as detailed information on a variety of mining equities. Not all gold stocks are the same. This offer is valid for current or new subscribers. All the details are on the front page of TFNN.com. The sale will be over before you know it, so act now and lock in this incredible price by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Right now you get the Dow up 33. NASDAQ is up 5. S&P's up flat. Let's go to Julius in Redondo Beach, California. Hey, Julius, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Good day. It's kind of gloomy, but, you know, we can't complain too much in California.
No, you can't. I know that beach well, man. I know that beach well. That's a nice little beach, man. Totally.
Yeah. So I had the day off today. I'm looking at some stocks to enter in on, and BBEP, Brightburn, is looking like something I may be interested in. It has a good yield, and it's been giving it up the last couple of days.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. I'm going to try to steer you away from this baby. So Brightburn is an independent oil and gas partnership focused on acquisition, exploration, development in the oil and gas business. The low, it's out here today, $10.12. The high is 23. Now, the yield is 20%. And yeah. Well, what's going to happen there is that they're going to basically cut their dividend. You know, that's how this just shakes out. This stock is a one-way stock, and that one-way stock is downtown. You know, it's gone down 3 months straight from the $23. You're at 10, and you get some real juice, man. I mean, there's nothing stopping this to go down $8.40. I'd let it go lower and see what shakes out down there. There's nothing here, man.
I'll do that. I'm just it started looking good, especially with that yield. But you're probably right. I see where you're putting it down there too. 8 o'clock. 8.
Yeah, and what happens is this. This is something, folks, that you know is a big heads up, right? Equities don't pay 20% yield. In fact, in this environment, right, if someone is telling you they're going to give you 20%, run. You know, seriously, right? No matter what investment it is, because it's like, oh, really? You're going to guarantee me 20%? You know, you know, we're in an environment of almost zero interest rates. You know, the 10 years, that's still 2.3%. Okay,
right.
So, you know, I know we all want, you know, those yields. That's a beautiful thing, but you got to run away from those, man.
Okay. Well, thanks for all your advice throughout the years, and have a great Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year.
Julius, you also, man. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Have a great one, man. Thanks. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's hard to believe, folks, that Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, everything, whatever holiday you're celebrating, they're all coming up, folks. It's a beautiful thing, no doubt. You talk about flying. It's December 5th, right? December 5th. That's pretty amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah, let's go look at another one. NLY. You know what we want to look at here? I got to pull this up. 1 second. Here, I'll go to NLY. NLY is down 24 cents. What is this one doing? So this one here, we put this on a 10-year. This would be pretty hard to break down, actually. You know, it's down from what, $20, it's $11. This can go to 10.30, so that's not the end of the world. Well, you know what we want to do, though? I think we got to wrap our head around. So dry ships is down at its low today for the year. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying this yet. What I think what's going to end up happening, this next thing with this oil deal, though, folks, figure out on a fundamental basis first, what oil companies have the tankers that someone is going to basically store oil in. Because that's the way this thing, I think, is going to shake out. What you'll have, particularly because oil at the bulkhead is so dramatically cheaper, you get the shippers themselves are very inexpensive because they get killed. So the next deal is going to be, what's the cost of the lease, which next week I'll wrap my head around that and pull it up. The day leases on these. You fill them up with oil, you put it out the Gulf of Mexico, you leave them there for 6-7 months. Oil goes up, guess what? You bring it in, get it, and cash it out. I suspect that that's going to be the next game again. Because that was the game when oil crashed the last time. It's the game many times. But the key there is that you want, in that case, you have to be monsters, there's no doubt, and it's the physical oil. If we go take a look at that SPX, it looks like the SPX will come in for a failure. It's going to be a close call, but we'll see. It's 20 on a weekly basis. It's going to be 20146. The one from last week has done it thus far, but what I'd really like to see is the one from 2 weeks ago. The reason you'd want it from 2 weeks ago is that the further you go back, on a failure, or basically a confirmation you're going higher, the better off that the more probability. Let's put it this way: the more probability is that that's exactly what you're going to get. When we take a look at time-wise here, you're dealing with 2 more weeks in the market. That's about it. Because what you do have is that we have Christmas on a Wednesday this year, New Year's on a Wednesday, so you'll see the market slow down to a nil pretty quickly. It doesn't look like we're going to have any tax implications this year. What we will have, however, is that you'll have the aspect of folks saying, okay, do I take profits now? Do I wait till January 3rd in order to take these profits? If they wait till January 3rd, what we will see is that we'll see quite a bit of selling coming into that January 3rd. And if you remember, 2001 January 3rd was a disaster. I remember that really well because that's when JDSU, all these stocks, they went down like 200 points. That was an 800-point stock at that point. But I remember that 225 in one day. It was pretty dramatic, and that was basically the top. The Dow didn't top out until March of that year, but as you're coming over to TFNN, folks, don't forget, right on the front page, you'll see celebrating the 660th edition of the Gold Report. And we're doing a special. You can get 600 reports. That's 60 weeks for $600. That's a 50% savings. What you'll also get is that we just got a new printing of The Art of Timing the Trade, your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you do the offer, and if you're a subscriber right now, you can do the offer, folks. Or your new subscriber, or if you get Tiger Dollars, okay? Tiger Dollars are good on everything. It's a great offer. You save 50%. You're going to get an $88 value book on top of that. Give the book away if you already have one. Bottom line is that you'll see this up here for the next 11 days. It's not the first time we did that. Last time we did it was about 14 months ago. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming back up the next hour with our tech expert at TFNN, our man, Mr. Dave White. Dow Industrials right now up 53, NASDAQ up 9, S&P's up 2. We're going to be right back, folks. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. I got a tech expert from TFNN here, our man, Mr. Dave White.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you for a while, man. How you been?
You've been gone, I've been
Thanksgiving.
gone. Thanksgiving.
I know. It's a beautiful thing, man.
It is.
We're
together on this new set so they can see us in high def.
We like that, man.
Yeah.
Did you eat any turkey?
Huh?
You eat any turkey?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, me too. I had a lot of turkey, man. Let's take a look at one of our quotes. This is by Christian Larson. Live in faith that the whole world is on your side so long as you are true to the best that you can be. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 58, NASDAQ up 11, S&P's up 3.5, gold contract down $15.80, traded at $1,191 an ounce. Silver off 26 cents at $16.31 an ounce. Platinum down 13 at $1,223. Copper flat at $2.92. You get oil off a buck at $65.69 a barrel. Bonds, they can't knock those bond markets down, folks. They're down tick-wise, 18 ticks today on the 10-year at 125.30. Didn't reach the lowest swing point. Down 11 on the 30-year at 141.17. The amazing thing about the 30-year is not only into the spike bar of October 15th, but it refuses to back off that bar, which is just amazing. With King Dollar, folks, up 627 ticks today at 89.58. That's been trying to test the 88.88 for a month. Hit it. What it's testing right now is the 89. I think it's 89.79. We'll bring it up on a continuous.
I'm thinking it's headed for 92.
All the way up.
Yeah,
all the way
I think it's not going to stop.
That'd be interesting. We'll see. That would be pretty cool. Euro down 96 at 122.89, and you got the yen up 1.61. That means it's even getting weaker at 121.40. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do we have? Okay, so cash S&P, we're laying out here at 2072. Now, what you get there with the 2072, but I expect what you're going to see, that number's going to get a little bit bigger. Bottom line is that you are over this the 7-1 area from 2 weeks ago. And that's saying that, hey, guess what? Dave, we were just talking that this 18,000, I'm not switching, I am switching gears on you folks, but that 18,000 that the Dow wants to get hit. We've hit 17,991 today,
It's
right?
time to paint that tape. We're going into the end of the year, and they're going to throw some stuff at it.
I love it. We'll see where this shakes out. If we take a look at the SPY, and what you do have, folks, by the way, is that we only really have 2 weeks of trading left, because then you get Christmas and New Year's in the middle of the week, and bottom line is that that's going to slow things down for a good 3 weeks.
I started off, I think, on Monday, saying that we were at maybe 2.9 billion shares when I started my show.
Yeah.
On Monday. We were down to about 2.1 billion shares today. So the volume every day is just like ticking off another 100 or 200 million shares on the consolidated tape. And I know you basically quote the floor-traded volume for the New York Stock Exchange. But with the overall volume is just tick, 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 tick. And that's going to be kind of the way it goes to the end of the year now.
Yeah.
We've got expiration next Friday, and that's probably the last big hurrah. So we're going to get into the 19th.
That would have some juice.
And that'll probably, Thursday, Friday, that's probably going to be the end of volume for the year.
No doubt. Let's take a look at that gold contract. What we had with gold out here today, folks, is this. You get gold, pull back $16. You're pulling right back into its monster sign of strength, and they couldn't knock these equities down. The equities come back with dramatically lighter volume and didn't have real price destruction. So if we take a look at the gold contract, we pulled back today with 143,000 contracts. You're at 1191. You're going into, which is pretty amazing, you go into 342,000. So we'll see how this is going to shake out. What's neat about the gold market right now, folks, is this, is that we've had 3 separate signs of strength off the bottom. You first had the rejection of lower price, which was on November 7th. We went from 1132 to 1178. Then you went sideways. You get the next burst of sign of strength on the 14th. You go from the 1146 up to 1183, and we go a little higher. They try to whack gold last Sunday night. Can't get a handle on it. Gold spikes up $80 instead of being down, but this is where it's cool. So you're not only going into the huge sign of strength from Sunday, but we're into the sign of strength from the 14th. I always like that. Do you know what I mean? When you're into a couple different signs of strength and you're pulling back. Because it's more support. That's what it really comes down to. The XAU, the HUI, they basically pull back. I suspect we're going to have lighter volume on that pullback. We don't get that volume until a little bit later. But what we did have is that inside many of the equities inside the XAU and the HUI, we had lighter volume. Bonds are the thing that is still screaming that wants lower price. So what is amazing, folks, is that the jobs number came in fast and furious. In fact, this was, people were worrying about not having jobs or not job numbers coming in. This is one of the biggest runs that we've ever had with jobs.
I was looking on my show today, both the TBT and the TLT, and both of them look like ABCs to just about where the previous highs or lows are, depending on which way you are. So both of them looked pretty good, like you'd probably, in an ABC, down on that one, you'd get back to the lows, and on the opposite one, you'd get back to the highs. So kind of interesting out there, especially with lighter volume. You still have volume, though, in commodities and in these bond markets, they don't tend to fall off as much as the
stock market.
As the stock market, the equities.
The bond market has been a lot of trading in. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. So, hey, what's been going on in the tech world? I was reading. There's this Apple suit that's going on, right? And you see what the judge was saying? The judge was asking the two plaintiffs, did they ever buy the Apple? And he said, this is going to be amazing if I have to throw this suit out. Because
no, it was whether you bought a specific model.
Yeah, a specific model.
Right.
I see. Okay.
What Apple's saying is it only happened on that unit, right?
Yeah.
And these two had another unit. The issue is, did Apple write code to delete music that they bought from other people? And that's where this has come in. So they're saying,
I saw you put that in the den the other day, and I didn't understand that.
That's exactly what it was.
That they had actually bought music. Apple goes in, destroys the music. That's
deleted it off their system, and
not tell anyone.
Right, and that looks like that's actually what happened. Now, what Apple's saying is, well, we may have done that, but that was on a different model than these folks had, so you just need to dismiss it. But in these court cases for these kind of things, they're always asking for dismissals.
Oh,
now,
sure.
Here's what the judge is going to say. I bet 95% is what's going to come back next week.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring this up at the beginning of the court case?
Okay.
They're going to go, okay.
Because it was too common sense that they probably just figured it out. They says, hold it, we didn't even ask them if they had that. Right?
They had this specific model.
Yeah.
What they're saying, though,
either
is
that or they sandbagged them, too. They could have sandbagged them. Let it know? Okay.
Now, because then a judge's going to go, you mean you took us all the way through this only to do that?
Yeah.
This would have been brought up in discovery.
Right.
So
someone just missed it.
No, they didn't miss it. This is a lot of misdirection. The judge's going to come back and go.
But misdirection by who? By Apple or by the plaintiffs? By Apple.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the whole idea, if you're playing defense like Apple is to slow it down, to drag it out 5 or 10 years, to find every little nitpick thing.
I see.
And sit there and go, okay, now we're going to litigate about this for the next 6 months, right?
Okay.
Whether they had it. And from my reading of it, it's not that just the two people that originally filed. This is a class action suit. So there are a lot of other people besides these two people. So even if they
can replace the plaintiff. Sure.
Right. The plaintiffs include a class action on this, so it's not these two people. But if they can gum the works up for another 2 weeks and cost another $100,000 to the plaintiffs, they're more than willing to do that.
Yeah.
They're that kind of. The lawyers all do that. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fact.
So there's not that much into it. The big thing is they have, and it's never going to change anything, they've got about $1 billion that they could conceivably lose from the lawsuit.
That's nothing, right?
That's nothing.
But they just don't want to lose. Yeah, because then that sets the precedent. Yeah. Right.
Well, especially with things like Google. People coming after Google and EU and other things. So that whole issue is going to get bigger, not smaller.
Stay right there, folks. Dave and I come right back. Dow finished up 58, NASDAQ up 11, S&P's up 3.5. We're going to be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, at TFNN, every trading day, 10 hours of live programming, and we replay that programming 8 in the morning to 6 in the evening. Get all of it right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. We got our tech expert, man, Dave White, here with us as we do every Friday. And I'm looking at a slide that says no CAPTCHA.
Right. Now, everybody that's been on the web has had to enter, see some text, and it's been all distorted, like they left it out in the rain or turned it upside down.
With a line through it.
Lines through it.
And some of them you can't read.
And you have to try multiple choices to get through it. Those things are called CAPTCHAs. And back when Yahoo Mail was really taking off.
Yes.
They had robots just out there getting email addresses and sending lots of spam. So the people at Yahoo went to basically this super genius Nobel Prize winning guy.
Okay.
They said, we need something right now that we can implement to get rid of these people so we know that these robots aren't just signing up name after name.
I see.
And they came up with that thing. It's called CAPTCHA.
Okay.
It actually stands for something. I forgot about it since I think it goes back to like 1998 or something. Anyway, Google has figured out, or it actually showed 6 months ago, that that the text reading has gotten so good that 99% of those CAPTCHAs can be defeated already by robots again.
Wow.
So the only thing that's happened, for a while they were paying Chinese people out in the middle of nowhere a penny to enter the stuff.
Right.
But they got a little bit better at that, made them even a little harder to use. But now 99% of them can be bypassed anyway.
That's amazing.
So what Google has done is launched an API.
And if you're in the car, folks, now we're looking at a couple slides, and they have like, well, the ones Dave's showing us, one has vegetables on it, the other has all dogs and cats and pets on it.
Right, and you have to, like in the first one, you have to identify all the cats, so you just click on 3 cats.
Wow.
Click OK.
That's
the other
amazing.
one has got basically
That's so smart.
It's a turkey.
Yeah.
You have to go there and get all the Thanksgiving stuff.
Okay.
So much harder to identify what, especially with smaller images like that, what it is in that image. But it's been a rousing success, and you're probably going to see that basically they released it last week to the general public. They've been using it on a few sites. But everybody can use it now.
I'm definitely going to like that better because some of them are really tough.
You have to go through them 2 or 3 times until you find one you can read.
You do.
So
exactly.
Anyway, of course, the whole issue is that bad people are doing bad things, and they use their little bots to
it's intense.
Spam people and everything else.
And get your password, right?
Right. Now, this isn't just the beginning of it. This is the first level.
Okay.
They also have basically a lot of stuff that looks and sees what you do, also to see whether or not you're a robot. So it may start off on this, and it may progress depending on whether or not
how you're reacting,
how you react.
Right.
So the more bad decisions you make, the harder it will get in the different things it will ask for. But if you're of general intelligence, you can tell the difference between a turkey and a bag full of fruit, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to be as tough. It's going to be a lot easier, but everybody likes it so much. Anyway, hopefully coming to a website near you soon.
Sweet.
Orion took off today.
That's a good-looking spacecraft.
It's going to hold 4 astronauts instead of the 3 that Apollo did. Of course.
So it took off this morning. It was up
about 2.5 hours.
They sent it out of the atmosphere and brought it back in, right?
Right. Now, they had a lot of tests to figure out all this new stuff because in the old days, everything was rather mechanical in the Apollo days, right?
Okay.
And the space shuttle never went past the Van Allen belt, so there wasn't a lot of radiation and X-rays and other things hitting it. So all the electronics, all the computers had to be shielded.
What is the Van Allen belt?
That is the magnetic bubble around the planet that basically drags in all the solar winds. And if you go up to Alaska, like you lived up there, the Aurora Borealis, are all those charged particles hitting the magnetic field and going right in through the top of it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's what shows those lights out, and that's why it's so beautiful.
That's why it's so beautiful. Those are all being sucked in. But that entire field keeps even satellites low Earth orbit. It's inside of it, right?
I see, okay.
What they did was shoot this thing in a big elliptical orbit to get it outside and make sure that all the computers would work, that there wouldn't be problems, because, of course, if you're this is going to be sent to the moon in 2021, you've got to make sure that everything's working great outside where radiation is going to permeate everything.
Yes.
The other test was because, of course, so many problems with the leading edges of the space shuttle, they didn't want to get back into it. They've changed and gone back to the Apollo version of a ablative heat shield. And ablative just means that it flakes off as it burns, right?
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a...
That's intense, man.
Well, it worked for Apollo.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that it's just intense.
They're using new, lighter weight materials, though, and that was another part of the test today. But basically, everything, including the way that the parachutes work and everything else, are being tested and be updated as they improve the unit. And, of course, they're building another unit to do exactly what we did in the 60s, to go down, land on the moon, look around, and put people back on the moon. But basically, that was a test of the new rocket motors that we talked about before, and some other stuff. So we're basically looking at 2021 to go back to the moon.
That'd be right around the corner. I said in the first hour, it was amazing. I'll show you at the break. On one of my pages that I have inside my charts, I was looking at it. It's 2007 page. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, it's 2014. That's pretty sick.
2015,
yeah.
So anyway,
we're coming to 2015.
It worked good.
That's a beautiful looking ship, man.
And we're back in space, and back in manned space, which is more, not just going up kind of a little bit high. We're actually leaving the bubble of the Earth.
Which is so cool.
And we'll be back walking around on the moon. Of course, the only reason we're doing that is everybody else is beating a path up there, and we don't want them going up there and planting their flag and saying they own the moon. And so we can't be the only people not able to get somebody up in space.
We already have a flag up there, though, right? Yeah, for sure.
We do, but they may just, the Chinese, you don't think that they just knock it over to the side and go, hey, I didn't see any flag. What flag?
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a lot of people doing different things.
1969, right? Yeah, 1969. And I remember exactly where I was when they did that.
And did you watch them put their foot on the...
I did. I did.
You know what show was playing exactly at the same time on the other channel?
What?
Lost in Space. And more people watched...
Was it?
More people watched Lost in Space than actually watched the people put their foot on
Really?
Yeah. Which is kind of... I thought it was...
You know where I was? I was in a Quonset hut. I was in a Quonset hut, folks, at Quantico, which is the Marine Corps base, which is officers training. I wasn't an officer. I was a private serving the officers.
How many people do you think know what a Quonset hut is anymore?
Yeah, they probably don't, right? And so what a Quonset hut is it's a tin hut that...
It's corrugated
steel.
tin.
Is it corrugated steel? No, tin. Corrugated tin, I think. And man, does it get hot. Let me tell you.
But it's like a half of a 50-gallon drum.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
This bigger, right?
Yeah, on the dirt.
Just a half of a 50-gallon drum, they pop it down, and you live in there.
Yeah, totally. It was fun, though. Yeah. It was fun. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. Dow finished up 58, NASDAQ up 11. We're going to be right back.
TFNN has just announced a special sale for the Gold Report for a limited time only. To celebrate the 660th weekly issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, that's more than 12 years, TFNN is having a special one-time sale. Right now, you can receive 60 weeks of the Gold Report. That's 14 months for only $600. We're offering Tom O'Brien's dynamic weekly newsletter at only $10 a week, half off the regular monthly price. By taking advantage of this special offer, you also get a signed copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, an $88 value. The Gold Report is published every Tuesday and provides subscribers with Tom O'Brien's expert commentary on the industry, as well as detailed information on a variety of mining equities. Not all gold stocks are the same. This offer is valid for current or new subscribers. All the details are on the front page of TFNN.com. The sale will be over before you know it, so act now and lock in this incredible price by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone along the right side of the TFNN dock, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, Dave does a great show every trading day, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a couple great newsletters. Now, the way you get the newsletters, you come over to our website at TFNN, go to newsletters. You can go to trading newsletters first, and if you hit trading newsletters, you're going to get the Path to Least Resistance. You can get it for 1 full month, absolutely free. If you want to get into one of the investment newsletters, go to investment newsletters, and then you're going to get the Tech Insider. And you can also get that for a month. And the bottom line is you can get both of them simultaneously, folks. So check it out. We're looking at a slide right now. It says the Bluetooth 4.2.
Right. The latest version of Bluetooth came out this week, and it's going to be very important for the Internet of Everything.
Okay.
If you've...
Yeah, the Internet of Everything.
Because there's going to be... If every device starts having an IP address... Okay. You're going to need a lot of IP addresses. And
right.
What 4.2 basically brings in is the IPv6 version of the Internet. So basically, there are enough Internet addresses in IPv6 for every grain of sand on the world. So there's going to be enough. You're not going to have more devices than that ever. No matter, even if you have 8 billion people on the planet, you're still never going to get close to using these. But now, that is the next level. We'll probably start seeing new devices out in the first quarter of next year. But basically, as we go to having thermostats and smoke alarms and locks and everything in the world having an IP address, they're all going to have to be distinct, and this would give you the ability to basically talk to anything in the world without having to go through a network address table. They call it NAT.
You know what's interesting is that I was looking at the aspect, particularly because we have so many rental units and short-term units of the doing the locks, right? I really like the aspect of doing those locks, because what happens, folks, is that you can do these locks, the Internet of Everything, and you can do them right on the Google phone. I can turn it on, change it, or an iPad, whatever you want, and you can change the number and all that, right? And when I was thinking about it, I says, oh, this is interesting, because they're not that much more expensive. You know,
they're about $250.
Right, okay, compared to regular lock. But when you get, so this is what gave me this thought process going. Now, when you get into a high-end house, right, what ends up happening is that to put that merchandise in there, it's still expensive, but not that expensive. But then I start thinking, I says, you know what? There's so many hackers. This is the ultimate for a hacker, because the folks that are going to put it in, number one, are going to be that very high end, right? Yeah. And then I start thinking, saying, oh, this is going to be great. A hacker can do anything. And so now listen, you just got to, couple young kid hackers. And it's like, hey.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could go in and pick a lock. So if you're going to be there, because to actually open it, you have to use the Bluetooth in the phone.
Okay.
You can't just open it remotely, I don't think.
No, that's my point. See, I was thinking that...
My understanding of that particular lock is you can only open it from the Bluetooth, not from the Wi-Fi talking to it. So you'd have to be within about 5 feet of it with a phone already. And if you're that close, you can get some lock picks and pick a lock. So if someone wants to break in, they can.
Anyway, I understand that.
So I'm not thinking this is going to cause a rash of robberies. Conceivably, they could find an easy way just to have the thing sit there and search, and then there would be no proof that it was broken in, which would be a bigger issue to me. To go to your insurance company, well, everything's gone. Well, there's no picked lock here, no broken window, and then the insurance company gives you a hard time. To me, that would be probably one of the issues I've thought of, because now, you get a broken window and you go, everything's stolen, right?
Sure.
Or they pick the lock or they stuck a screwdriver in there and hit it with a hammer. There's some physical damage. The big thing would be maybe there's a log in there. You could show someone opened it up while you were in.
Oh, I bet they would be, sure.
Yeah.
Right. No doubt.
There are both sides of that, right?
No, absolutely.
But I'm thinking of all those. But in fact, someone brought it up.
So is Bluetooth 4 out? Is 4.2 is out now?
The spec is out, which means that people will update their software over the next, like I said, 3 months to add it. But the big thing, it would be if you have like a motion detector in a room and you walk in and you're in that room, then the lights are always on. But they're controlled by the Internet. If you walk out, the motion detector would know you left the room, turn the lights out.
Man, that's dynamite.
That's all that real Star Trek thing where you walk up to the door and opens the door.
That is so cool. Yeah, right.
So the problem is, though, is if you have 5 or 6 different lights in a room, and everybody starts getting those, you can see just how far down the line, how many devices you would have and why you need it.
I think once you get into it, you're going to want to be into it big time, because my understanding is that a lot of these are very easy to set up, too.
Right. And now, there's also another layer of this I didn't really talk about. Since you brought it up, I will, though. There is a brand new security layer that makes it Bluetooth a lot more secure and hard to hack.
Nice.
So there are more things into it. If you go to Bluetooth 4.2 and just Google that new, you'll go to the web page. Basically, Bluetooth is a consortium of 24 different companies. There's like 10 or 12 people that actually work for Bluetooth Incorporated.
Yes.
It's a non-profit, but all these companies just went together, made a company called Bluetooth. They basically set the standards, and there's only about 10 or 12 people, but 24 companies are basically part of that.
And that
Bluetooth
helps all of us.
Yeah, it helps everybody. Walmart, I know everybody's been shopping.
Yes.
If you do go to Walmart, they now price match all online retailers, including Amazon and Walmart.com. So
that's pretty intense.
They are getting competitive.
Yeah.
Like Best Buy did that.
Yeah.
And now Walmart does it. So if you are out shopping, I just thought I'd bring that out.
That's huge, man.
Now,
lack of profit.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos was out and hasn't really, since he made a really goofy video that they played forever on CNBC of him laughing manically. I don't know if you ever saw that, but they played it all the time to the point where he would never come back.
I didn't, but I
that's why he's not on these shows, because it was like Ballmer doing a crazy dance. He did some crazy dance, and they played that forever. So he wouldn't come on CNBC either. So they played it more, and of course it's one of those things. It's just self-fulfilling. But basically, he went and did an interview with Henry Blodgett. And, of course, Henry Blodgett has opened up his own Business Insider website where he's doing this, since he's barred from actually being in the financial industry.
Right.
Because he, of course, was the famous guy saying Amazon was going to 1,000, while he was saying this pig is going to blow up in everybody's faces in emails.
Right. What happened, folks, during the 90s is that Blodgett was one of the biggest analysts.
Tech analysts, yeah.
Yeah, I forget
Goldman Sachs, I think.
It was a big company.
Yeah.
And he was pushing everything. Said that Amazon was going to 1,000, all these other ones. But he got caught sending emails saying they were a bunch of crap. That's the bottom line. Now, so he was gone for years, and as Dave said, he opened a news company, and it's very successful. I mean,
I subscribe to it. It's very good. Business Insider. But
is it free or is it
free.
paid? It's free. Okay, right.
So it's not that it's bad. I kind of get the whole New York vibe that he brings to it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And so what I didn't know, is Bezos an investor in that?
Yes.
So that's a trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this thing's fairly incestuous, right?
Well, and also what happens is that I was always wondering, you know, when you can be successful so quick, there's got to be big money behind it.
He had money behind him,
right.
And then even after, he was out for about a year before Bezos jumped in and offered him a bunch of cash to help him go to the next level. Right. So he's been doing okay. But Bezos doesn't give many interviews, but this whole, basically, he came out, throw some softballs out.
Yeah.
And the softball this week was, why doesn't Amazon make any money?
Yes.
So he brings up Buffett's quote about being, you know, you can either have a concert or a ballet, and if we're in it for the long term, maybe that's the ballet. Maybe if you want to go to a rock concert, that's the latest stock that goes to $10 to $90 and back to $2, right? So Buffett says, you know, I'm an investor for the long term.
Yeah.
And so he's basically quoting Buffett about them not making any cash. And my point, someone brought it up in the den today. Even I had this slide up since this morning, so I knew I was going to talk about it. But the question is, what would Amazon really look like if they had an earnings per share?
Right.
And that is probably the scary part, because the first time they start making money, if their EPS looks like 2 cents a share, well, it makes that stock look awful expensive. So the question is, unless he just goes from one quarter and spends no money and pops an earning per share for like $4, and it's a $300 stock.
Sure.
What are you going to look for? $5, $6, $7, $8 a share?
Right.
So how does he go from 0 to $8 a share in one quarter and not get crucified?
Yeah.
And that is
it's a big issue.
He's backed himself, I think, into a corner. That how do you do that unless he comes out and just says, hey, for the next year, we're going to go from $1 to $2 to $5 to $8 a share in EPS.
And, you know, it seems that he's not going to stop growing, though. I mean, it seems that...
he just keeps rolling money back in there.
And he goes with the market. And it's all about cash flow.
Yeah.
You know, bottom line, you know, dollars, folks, are important. But in business, it's about cash flow. And he has monster cash flow.
As long as investors will hang around, though. If they start exiting...
No, I agree, but what I'm saying is that just think of all the profit. Dave and I will be right back, folks. Just stay right there.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity. Make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company out with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed of market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With insights started today, visit...
Stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar is ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Folks, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see right in the carousel, you're going to see the Taz Professional Scanner. Our man, Mr. John Logan, is going to be doing an outstanding webinar this coming Tuesday. It's free. All you have to do, go subscribe to the scanner. The scanner is a great piece of software. There's some great videos with it. You can check it out over the weekend. It's a free month. And you'll see exactly how basically it scans not only just the U.S. markets, all the markets, you know. So not dead yet, Intel.
Intel is making new chips for Google's Glass. They basically weren't building any. The product as it was dead. And it certainly looks like what we do know now, though, is Intel is signed up with Google to make a brand new family of chips.
And that's a big
Google
deal,
Glass.
right? Yeah.
Well, if Google ever sells any of them, it will be, right?
Okay.
At this point, all we know is that whatever they have out now is dead, that they're making new chips, and whatever they figured out was wrong with the first version, they're changing in the second version, right?
And they have Intel involved.
Right. And now Intel is going to be making the chips for them. And, of course, the big deal with Intel is they're at least 18 to 24 months ahead of everybody else in making smaller and smaller chips.
I see. Each
time they go down one big chunk in the size of chips, like 18 nanometer to 14 nanometer.
That's a technological breakthrough, right? Every time they go down, right?
Right. It's a manufacturing breakthrough, right? Being able to make it smaller. But each time you do that, you draw 25% less power. So if you're going to have something on your head that lasts more than a few minutes, you know, basically they're talking about the watches from Apple, having to take them off every night and charge them. Everything being less power, not having to go back and charge them is going to be a big issue. I'm not exactly sure that's the issue that they're solving, but it will be one of the issues that they are solving by going to Intel and having them make custom chips for these wearables. I thought the thing was dead. It's not. I heard you say earlier that one of the principals was selling $500 million worth of stock.
He did. He sold 800,000 shares of stock this week.
Now, you know those guys have to come up with about $225 million each to buy those 787s that are coming off the line. They all bought that. They bought the lease for Moffett Air Force Base there.
Okay.
And, of course, they've got a 99-year lease on that Air Force Base, and they bought that old dirigible hangar to shove all those 787s in, because when they want to go and have a big meeting and everything,
yes,
all the guys get on those 787s and they go to Tahiti and hide out there. They got a big hideout out there.
Really?
And each one of those planes they bought is $225 million to start with. So if he sold $500 million, that's going to be what they're shoving in that dirigible blimp hangar, which is all those Google 787s.
That's wild, man.
It's when you think about the scope of the money to buy a $225 million plane that's going to cost you probably $50 million a year to fly.
Huge.
It's huge, but those guys already have one, and they all pile on it now and go to, it's one of the few planes that can go there nonstop.
Really?
To Tahiti, and since nobody's over there, they can hang out. They all do their meetings and talk about the future and everything else. And they do that once every 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and you never hear anything about it.
They really do.
They like now that they have their own airplane, their own airport, basically, and will allow NASA and the other people to fly.
You know what's amazing about Google, just in general, is that what they did, number one, but now they have the money, and now they can actually have thought processes like that. Like, what can we do? And what can we throw money at that we can do some, I mean, think about the productivity that has helped everyone else. In my real estate business, right, Google is king. I mean, forget it, folks. I mean, if you haven't, basically used Google to, go look at the world, I mean, it's dynamite, man. It's a mind blower.
Google, yeah.
Switch off for pain discovered.
Right. Now, I think this is probably the biggest thing around biotechs and would put a cloud over any biotechs now. And the reason why is for the pill mills down here were horrible.
Right.
With OxyContin and everything else.
Right.
And, of course, everybody's saying, well, I'm taking chemotherapy and I need to smoke some weed to just keep anything down. And there's always these...
Oh, don't mix the pot with the pill mills.
Well, what I'm saying, though, think about this. If a lot of that is the pain and being able to do it, if you can turn that off,
right,
both of those issues, whether you're sick from chemotherapy or you've got pain, if you can turn it all off, it all goes away.
Right.
But what I'm saying is there's a company that is investing heavily in marijuana drugs too.
Right.
If you can find that pain switch, you don't need any of it.
No,
There's
you
one,
don't.
I forget the stock.
That's
the stock. I think is GWPH. I think is the symbol for it. But what I'm saying is that there may be just a way to give somebody a drug, and it won't be deaden all your pain. It is literally turning off the chemical reaction that sends pain to the brain. And they found the switch. They can demonstrate it in all kinds of animals.
Yeah.
And they are going to be going to clinical trials starting next year. But that whole idea of giving away opiates and heroin and other derivatives of pain medication, once you find exactly how the mechanism works, we've been incredibly good at finding out ways to turn it off, like AIDS.
Yeah.
I mean, now everybody lives 25 years.
And we never thought that would get...
all the research, it wasn't the research after. It was the research of figuring out how the thing worked to begin with.
Right.
Once you figure that out, a lot of things come out. But anyway, they've already got a lot of these drugs that they figured out in animals. The lead on this is the hospital in St. Louis, but they've already peer-reviewed it and pretty much shown. I looked through it. You see a lot of these press releases that are somewhat bogus. This one really looks like there's a lot of meat on the bone to this, and I know a lot of those big drug companies make a lot of money off those OxyContin pills.
Oh, they'll go crazy. They'll try to buy this company out, no doubt. Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be possible. This is
I agree. It's too big.
Yeah, it's too big.
Right.
But they now know what causes how to turn pain off in a human. And I would say in the next 5 to 10 years, most of those opiate-style drugs will probably be gone, and especially for people that are going through things like chemotherapy. I mean, I went through it. I know how horribly bad it can make you feel.
Right.
And it is one of those things that would have been a lifesaver. Some of the drugs they give you are they're poison, to get rid of poison, right? Right. Yeah, right. But, I mean, if you're taking that and then you start taking something like OxyContin or any other drug, it's just even, the side effects upon side effects, right? No doubt. So it should be able to be pretty neat.
Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership, and then fly with it. Enjoy that full moon out here this weekend, folks. And we appreciate you growling and prowling with us. Thanks, Dave. You appreciate it, man. Go get them, folks.